Hey, we are live on YouTube. How's it going, everybody? I wanted to do a video today about my love-hate relationship with DJing, specifically mobile DJing. I did a video on this topic on Facebook as well as a test, and I think it went pretty well. So I thought I'd go ahead and try it on YouTube as well. The YouTube lighting is pretty new to me. So if you like it, let me know in the chat or in the comment section. I do appreciate your likes and your subscriptions and your comments. And even if you share a video somewhere on social media, I really do appreciate that. Hello, Randy, who's joining us. So, there are a lot of things that I love about DJing. And I've been doing this for 38 years now. I've done everything from clubs to mobiles. I really like playing music for people and seeing the reactions from the music that I play for them. Just seeing the crowd dance or smile or whatever. That's a really cool feeling that I get to be able to do that. I think when I was younger, I was trying to focus on music that I liked. And it was disappointing to me that people weren't into some of the stuff that I was into. I think I was playing for audiences that weren't ready for what I was playing for them, because I was a club goer. I was DJing in clubs and stuff, and I try to bring some of that music into the mobile environment, the wedding environment, and break these songs. And it just didn't work. But, I gave myself an attitude adjustment eventually and said, you know what? It's not about what I like when it comes to wedding receptions and most mobile events. It's about playing these familiar songs that get a great reaction. And, you don't want to be predictable. I don't want to be predictable anyway. I want to play things they weren't expecting, but they do indeed know. You take a chance on those songs sometimes. I don't know. Will the song work? Will they respond well to it? Sometimes it kills the dance floor, and that's a drag. But sometimes it doesn't. There's no reward without a certain degree of risk. If you always play it safe, you're doing the same thing over and over again, and it gets pretty boring, not only for you, but for your audience. So it's fun to take those chances sometimes, and I love doing that. I'm not a gearhead, contrary to popular belief. For a long time, people were calling me the lighting guy because I did a lot of lighting demos here on YouTube. Not reviews, by the way, they're demos. Just showing you what they are, what they do, how they work. Same thing with audio. But some people still accuse me of being this big tech head, and I'm totally not. Don't take that the wrong way. That does not mean I don't embrace technology. I absolutely embrace technology. It's important to me to have good, clean audio. It's important to have effective lighting that's beautiful and sets the mood and creates the ambience, yet isn't causing anyone any pain. I'm not blinding anybody with it. I'm not making anybody uncomfortable or, causing some kind of epileptic seizure with my lighting. I try to do thoughtful, creative, cool ambient lighting. It's a learning process. I'm always getting better at it. I don't know everything, and I don't have all the answers. It's all a learning process, and I'm constantly learning, and I do love that. And of course, if there's anything out there that makes my job easy when it comes to equipment, quicker setup, more streamlined, it's good for me. And it's also good for the client ultimately. It's good for the venue. I love that stuff. But I will say that once you put a system together and you kind of have a system down, you set it up, you learn how to operate it, you have good sound objectives and all that kind of stuff, the honeymoon's kind of over. It was exciting at first, but now it's just a tool of the trade. And it's not what really excites me about what I do. Again, it's the performance, it's the audience, it's the music. I love it. I love that stuff all day long. And I've done clubs, and when you do a club, typically you're there for a while. At least I've been. I did a residency one time that was 7 years. I did another residency that was 4 years where I was just always there. I had one that was a Friday night gig. I had one that was a 6-night-a-week thing, but I was not there 6 nights a week. I was there maybe 3 or 4 nights a week. I made the schedule. what was cool about those gigs is you go through this initial interview process, and once they know you and they know what you do and they trust you, you go to work. And usually after the first or second night, people know who you are, they like you, it's all good. And every other time that you go in behind that booth at that particular club, there are no questions. They say hi, they're happy to see you. They enjoy what you do for them. The audience has a good time. You have fun. It's cool, especially if you're doing it, year after year. You don't have to worry about selling yourself to anybody, which is the hate part that I wanted to talk about. I hate going through the interview process every single time that I do a mobile event. And I think about my father, who retired from Huffy, the bicycle people, after 36 years. Now, before he worked for Huffy, he had several other jobs, but he finally landed this job and retired from it at 65 years old. He went in one day, interviewed for the job, and got it. And yeah, there were promotions and things. There was further education. There were seminars he went to and classes he took and things like that. But, nobody questioned whether or not he could do the job. For the most part, he just did the job. And every day he went to work. My father was 6 or 7 days a week sometimes. Everybody knew him. People liked him. And he just could sit down and do his job. Can you imagine if he had to go in every day and interview for the job? Because that's kind of what we have to do most of the time as mobile DJs. There are some exceptions. For instance, sometimes you have these repeat clients. I do this Christmas party every year, or I did up until, last year because of what's going on right now. But, every time I did this Christmas party, they were happy to see me. And we had a good time. I knew their names. They knew my names. It's just really nice. It was an annual thing. Oh, Brian, we're so glad you're available. We're so glad you're back. The Yacht Club behind the house. Somebody brought that up on the Facebook video that I did. Yeah, the Yacht Club, I've been doing it for a long time. And I go in there. It's right behind the house. They know me. I know them. We have a great time. I'm able to take some chances there. And it's a lot of fun. But most of the time, probably I would say 70 to 75% of the time, those are not the events I'm doing. I'm walking in fresh. I'm dealing with some wedding client that really doesn't know a lot about what I do, but they're going to put me through this interview qualification process. And I have to interview for this job every time I gig. And I have to negotiate every time I gig because, every wedding's custom. Some people have ceremonies, some don't. Some people want something a little more extravagant than what others people want. And when it comes down to the actual, grand entrance, cake cutting, first dance, all that kind of fun stuff, it varies from gig to gig. And, that's not even a problem. But man, to constantly have to go through this interview process is just unnerving. I really hate that part about my job. It would be so cool if people just knew, okay, well, he's solid. We'll just hire him. We'll just bring him in and we'll tell him what we kind of want and he'll do it. But you got to go through this, are you the right person for the job thing, which, is important. You want to be the right person for the job. You don't want to go into any kind of situation where they probably could have hired somebody else and it would have been a better deal for them. Like, for instance, some of these ethnic jobs. Quinceañeras. Can I do them? Yeah. Is Art Abera a better choice? Yeah. Is he my guy? Yeah. I would rather refer people to Art than go out and do a quinceañera. But, for the most part, for the type of work I do, it's just a drag to constantly have to go through this interview process. And the thing I really do love about DJing, personally, is that it's the thing that I feel like I'm best at. Don't twist my words. I'm not suggesting I'm the best DJ. What I'm saying is that of all the things that I can do, I feel like I DJ very well. I feel like it's my strongest skill set. It's not being an auto mechanic. It's not being a mason. It's not being, I don't know, a grocery store clerk. It's being a DJ. That's what I feel like I do best out of everything that I can do. So it's nice to be able to make your money doing the thing that you love the most. But it's a drag when you have to constantly interview. And I'm not doing this video to complain, by the way. The reason I'm doing this video today is to reach out to all of you to see if you have some ideas on how to make this qualification interview process easier. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I've done all sorts of different types of weddings. They're all different. I've been doing this DJ thing for 38 years now. Don't let my boyish good looks fool you. I'm an old guy. It occurred to me that most of the wedding clients I've had, at least within the last 10 years, weren't even born when I started DJing. I mean, that's how long I've been doing it. And you don't want to go in there and say, well, yeah, I've been a DJ for 38 years because it makes you sound like you're 1,000 years old. So you have to find other things to say that they may need to hear before they hire you. And I think I am a little different in the way I think about things, which I don't think serves me well. And what I'm talking about is, so I'm not a member of an organization or a club. I don't really subscribe to any philosophies that a lot of people do. I kind of dance to the beat of my own drum. I've always been that way. I'm a bit of a rebel sometimes. And I can smell bullshit like a fart in a car. If I think somebody is just telling me what I want to hear to get what they want, I'm offended. I don't like it. I like it when people are straight up with me. Unfortunately, I've got this whole do unto others policy when I speak to people. And maybe they're not thinking the same way I'm thinking. Maybe they want somebody to sell them an idea or a concept. And I don't like to do that. I like to be honest with people. I think when some people maybe contact a DJ and they say, hey, we want to have a really good party. And the DJ says, hey, man, we're going to have the best party. People are going to dance all night. I'm the best DJ you can get. I'm not that guy. I can't do that in good conscience because that's just not how I roll. Now, am I the best choice? Honestly, yeah, a lot of times I am. You could make a lot worse decisions than to hire me as your wedding DJ, especially if you're just doing like, a standard wedding. And even if it's an ethnic event, I can usually work it out. I've done some really cool stuff. I got gig logs up on it from all kinds of cultural events. But like I said before, if somebody wants a quinceañera, can I do it? Yeah. Is art a better fit for that? Probably. So, I would definitely refer art, but I can do it. I can make it happen. Maybe people just want me to tell them what they want to hear. My idea is this. If I go in there and I tell them it's going to be this amazing event and it's going to be the time of their lives and I'm definitely the guy for the job, it's just going to be incredible. I do the event and it's anything less than wherever I've set their expectations to be, it's a disappointment. What I like to do in my style is typically to help them go through the planning process of when things are, what you do, when you do them, timeline stuff, and not really say a whole lot about how wonderful I am, And the reason I do that is because I'm a big believer in under-promising and over-delivering. I would rather people go in with this expectation and get this product rather than them going in with this expectation and getting this product, if that makes any sense at all to you. Now, somebody else had mentioned the agency jobs in my last live stream on Facebook. And how for a while the agency job really wasn't working out and I had to kind of step away from it because I was losing money. They were getting a lot of jobs, but they were just giving them away. And anybody can sell anything if you just give it away. If you're losing money on it. I mean, that doesn't make you a great DJ if you're out there all the time and you're doing it for less than it costs you to put on the event. That just means you gave it away. Doesn't make you good, doesn't make you successful, definitely doesn't make you profitable. Was having this problem with the agency. But what did happen with the agency is that there's new management in there and they've adjusted the prices where they make a lot more sense. So not only am I making a profit now when I do agency jobs, but we're actually getting a better clientele, better quality clientele in than we were getting before with this low dollar stuff. The reason I bring all of this up is because what I loved about agency work, really loved, is that I didn't have to sell myself. Somebody else sold me, and I liked that. They could talk about me in the third person. I didn't have to sound like a politician about it and tell everybody how wonderful I am and what I'm going to do for them. Somebody else could say, you know what, Brian, he's the guy for the job. He does this, he does that. We really like him. People are really happy with him. And then by the time they get to me, they say, oh, yeah, they said wonderful things about you. And I can say, oh, yeah, I appreciate that, I guess. But, let's talk about your event. So I could be more modest about it. And I like that because I am modest. I'm not hustling you guys for anything. I'm not telling you to buy my merch. I'm not telling you to give to my Patreon. I'm trying to help you. And I also try to help these clients. And it's not about promotion for me. It's about let's help you out. And I'm trying to do that with you guys too, with my videos. I really try to help you guys. Again, the rebel in me. I'm not trying to take from you. I'm trying to give to you. But I do appreciate your likes, comments, subscriptions, all that stuff, because that's Robinhood stuff. I can take money from Google with the ads and all, and I can buy groceries. It didn't cost you anything. It cost Google something or the advertiser something. So I'd rather do that than hustle you guys for your hard-earned cash. I just want to help. Let's go to the comments section here. Randy says, hi. Loves to help people. Have a good time. Jess, what's up? DJ Mikey Mike, the bride and groom are the bosses, and we work for them. We could try to guide them. Absolutely. Greetings from Belgium, and thanks for so much great content over the years. I really like how you talk about music, especially. Do you happen to have records that are collectible rare? Yes, a lot of stuff back here is a little different. I have entered some of it into Discogs, which if you're not familiar with Discogs, it's an online database of music. You can buy and sell music there. It's been around for many, many years. You can put CDs in there too, or cassettes or 8-tracks or whatever you want. I think you can put VHS tapes in there. I've got probably a third of my collection in there, and the estimated value of my collection is between $10,000 and $24,000. And that's just a third of it. There's more stuff I can put in. And there's stuff I have in storage, and there's stuff that I haven't picked up. But most of the stuff that I get for my records, just quickly before we get back onto something else, is stuff that I found in crate digs. Now, when I talk about crate digs, what I'm saying is I'm not going to a record store to buy a Daft Punk record, and then I buy the Daft Punk record. I go to the record store not knowing what I'm going to find in these unorganized, used crates on the ground. And it's $1 or $2 a record, and I dig through them and try to find the gold. And I buy records that I like. I'm not buying records because they're valuable. If there's a painting that's worth $1 million and it's ugly, I'm not hanging it on my wall. If there's a worthless painting that's worth maybe 50 cents and I like it, it's going on my wall. That's just how I am. I don't care how much it's worth or what the value is. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. So I don't buy music based on value, but some of the music that I have is kind of weird, kind of rare. I've got some cool records back there, some weird house stuff, some Dance Mania label stuff, some DJ International, and then just some general stuff like some New Order stuff. I've got some Daft Punk. I've got a lot of Madonna. I'm a big Prince collector. That stuff's pretty valuable, and all the related artists, and that's a fun rabbit hole to go down. But I collect what I like, and there's all kinds of weirdo stuff back there. If you look here on the floor, that's a copy of Robert Plant's Principle of Moments. I bought it brand new when it came out, and I like that record. Is it worth anything? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, but I like it. So it's in my collection. If I didn't like it, it wouldn't be in my collection. I would give it to Goodwill or something. What else do we got here? It's all good on us if you're on your YouTube channel because you bring your knowledge to us. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Oh, my Spanish is so bad, Pedro. Hola, amigos. Buenos noches. What's going on, man? Yep, we are far away. My Spanish is bad. I kind of understand it when I read it, and I can kind of speak it. But just so you know, I mean, Blanca and I have been together for 18 years. So, and even before we got together, I love Latin culture. I love the music and the people. I had a lot of friends, that were of Latin descent. When Block and I got together, I really kind of became an honorary Latino just in culture because, of the family thing and all that. But I don't speak any Spanish. And if I try to speak Spanish, she tells me to stop because it's so terrible. And my friend Art, he'll tell me the same thing. He's from Mexico City. He's like, dude, never speak Spanish. Just speak English with us because your Spanish sucks. So I've been discouraged from even learning, but I do. I mean, when she's talking to somebody on the phone, I can kind of get what she's talking about. Puerto Rican Spanish is mucho pronto, so it's hard to understand sometimes. Question: how old is too old to start DJing? State of Zen. I don't think it's ever too old. There are some things that we do in life, I think, where there is kind of this really cool creative period where you're going to do amazing stuff. And then, later on, you may still do things, but they're not as great as what you were doing when you were younger. There are some things that are just a young man's sport. For instance, pop music. Daft Punk broke up. I did a video on that. A lot of people know about that. I'm not upset about it because my favorite Daft Punk work is Homework and Discovery. All the stuff on those albums. It's my favorite stuff. I wasn't into Random Access Memories. I wasn't into Human After All or a lot of their other things that happened later on. Now, as unfortunate it is that they broke up, they were not bringing anywhere near, in my opinion, the quality and excitement that they were bringing in their earlier stuff when they were younger. So as they aged, maybe they weren't as creative or as appealing to a lot of people. Paul McCartney just put out an album, and I mentioned this on the Daft Punk video, called 3, like, I don't know, a month or two ago, and nobody's heard it. Now, Paul McCartney was a Beatle, okay? And he even did Wings and his own solo stuff for like 15 years after the Beatles broke up, and it was good, and it was top 40. But, after the guy turned 45 years old, there wasn't a whole lot that we were getting excited about anymore that he was doing. Some of that stuff, some of that art stuff is left to the young. When it comes to DJing, though, I think the older we get, the better we get because we've been around. DJing is really, I mean, I keep changing my view on this the older I get. I feel like a lot of what we do is relating to people with music. The more we know about people, the older we are. The more we understand people, which usually comes with age, the better we are as DJs. There are other careers that, sometimes the older you get, the better you get too. I think about like stand-up comedians. They're not writing pop songs. They're telling jokes and telling stories. And that takes practice. I think about guys like George Carlin, who did his best work, last 10 years, 20 years of his life. He'd been a comedian since, the 50s. But his best work was in his 50s and 60s. So I don't think it's ever too late to start DJing. I don't think you're ever too old to do it. If you have something to offer, if you really feel like you have something to offer, you should do it. Doesn't matter what it is. You look around, you see what everybody else is doing, and you ask yourself, hey, could I bring something fresh to the table? You can be the Me Too guy. There's nothing wrong with that. But I really think it's cool when you can look around and know that you have something creative to offer, and then you do it. That's a good feeling. You're appreciated, and you're showing people something that they weren't seeing before. It takes practice. Yeah. And there's a lot of artistic development with this DJ thing, but I don't think it's ever too late to start. I riffed on that for a long time, didn't I? I'll go back here. And I'm going to miss some comments, so I'll apologize in advance if I miss yours. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling through here to see what is. It's harder for me because I'm newer to DJing, but I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to do what I got to do to make it happen, as you should. Just do it, and it's all about artistic development. It's a lot about taking chances too. I may have mentioned earlier, I can't remember what I said in this live stream, but there are times when I'm at an event And I'm playing a lot of the songs that people are very familiar with. They've heard at other events and things. And either I come up with an idea or a request comes in and I'm not sure about it. I really don't know. My instinct says, maybe this isn't the thing to do. But then on the other hand, it might work. It's this degree of risk that you have to figure out if you want to take or not. And what I have learned is the greatest rewards come with the greatest risk. You're not going to have great risk without great reward, or great reward without great risk. So sometimes you drop the track and it doesn't do anything. Then sometimes you drop the track and it just explodes and you learn something. It's a chance you have to take. It's a calculated risk you take on this stuff. And you can do it, even in mobile jobs. I mean, you don't have to have people out there all night for 6 hours. You can take a chance now and then. I do. I mean, everybody does it different. Like Jay Brennan in Temecula, California, he's doing 2-hour dances. That's just how it works with the way things are structured and planned and the sound ordinances for the outdoor events that he's doing, at wineries in Temecula, California. Here in Milwaukee, I'm doing at least 4-hour dances, sometimes 5 at a wedding because it's structured that way. It's indoors. The party goes longer. So I have more of an opportunity to take some risks and take some chances and do some kind of different things than somebody like Jay does, who only has 2 hours to get everything in there. In fact, when I find myself doing those 2-hour events, man, there are so many great songs to pick. You don't even know where to go, but you know that you got to play those bangers. And I do well with them, really well with them, because you don't have to do any filler for 2 hours, or I don't anyway, especially after, a guy like me is used to doing 4 or 5 hour weddings. But when you're doing the shorter ones, I think you probably take less risk. But I have the liberty to do that with the type of events that I do, where I can go longer. But yeah, it's a fun gig, and just enjoy yourself and bring something new to the table. Bring your personality to the table, your music knowledge, your understanding of people and what they respond to. It's all good stuff. All right, let's see here. And I'm going to miss stuff, and I apologize here. Was once with a company agency as a DJ, but felt weird doing stuff with them. After we left, then the agency was all better. Now I'm starting on my own company. Right on, man. As long as you're getting the jobs, there's no reason not to. You don't need to give somebody money for no reason. There needs to be a reason you pay somebody for stuff. If you're getting work on your own, you can take all the money. You don't got to give anybody any money. The agency thing for me was great to fill dates that I did not have available. So, for instance, if I look at my calendar, sometimes my February is dead or my March is dead. So I can go to my agency and say, look, I'm interested in work you have in February and March because I am busy April through January. And then they'll just work on those dates. To give them a full open calendar is, I think, ill-advised. I've even blocked out summers with agencies before where it's like, you know what? You can book me from, I don't know, November through May, but June through October, that's my stuff to book. And then I had the whole summer to do my own stuff. So you can work it a lot of different ways. Enjoyed your videos on the speakers, the Evolve 50s and lights you bought. Still wanting to buy those Evolves. And, they work for some people. They work for me. I really enjoyed doing that rear fill speaker at the gig last week in Arts Quinceañera that I did some of the sound and most of the lighting for, because it had the delay setting on there. That was fun. They do sound really nice. They're not for everybody. Everybody has different sound objectives for the type of events they do. For my sound objectives and the types of events that I do, they're fantastic. They're easy to set up. They sound fine. They project well. They're easy on the ears. I don't really get a lot of harsh mid sounds out of them like I do horn loaded top cabs and stuff. I really like those compact arrays, and specifically that one because it's so versatile. I mean, built-in delay for rear fill. I mean, a little dumb thing like that most people will never use is a feature on that speaker, and it helped a lot because otherwise you'd have that weird echo. Again, did a video on that one. You can have a look at it. Been DJing for 35 years, this is Joe. Always oversell myself because I need to book the gig. This is a business and I need to make money. I don't have an agency to book my gigs. I have to deal with $200 wedding DJs. Totally understand. Totally understand. I think it's all about style, Joe. I'm not suggesting there's a right or wrong way to do it. I'm only suggesting that there is a way that I'm more comfortable with doing it. And I'm very uncomfortable doing it another way. So that's just me personally. It has nothing to do, like I said, with right or wrong, because there's no right or wrong. It's just a personal preference and a personal comfort level. So I brought it up, but I'm not hating on anybody who doesn't do what I do. You got to do your own thing. Please don't be me. Be you. It's very important to be you. I hate Me Too DJs. Go out there and be yourself. Do it your way. Do it with your own flavor. And you can borrow concepts from other DJs and get ideas from other DJs. I do it all the time. This Quinceañera we did this last Saturday. I mean, who was there? It was Art Arbera. It was Rick Jules, who's a fantastic DJ. This guy DJs for the Brewers and stuff. He's OG, been in Milwaukee forever. Known for like 30 years. We're all learning from each other, even in the setup process and the performance thing and the tech area. The songs we're playing, songs Art were playing. We were both like, oh, that's a really good one. I like that one. Or I haven't heard that one in a while. So, yeah, it's great to work with others to get ideas, but just be yourself for sure. Do you and do what you're comfortable with. And make no apologies for that. Never make apologies for that. How would I buy records for my personal listening? I go roll off the mainstream genres. I go into genres you may have never heard of. I do like a lot of independent stuff. If you know what you want, and you don't want to put the work in like I do on the crate digging, just kind of finding the used records in the bargain bin, which I have a lot of fun with. There are places I go, they don't know the value of the records, like Goodwill. They have no idea. They don't care. They just put them all in the bin. There's a place here called Half Price Books that I like to go to. Haven't been in a while because of this pandemic, but they don't always know what's going on with these records. They'll put them up at a premium, like up top for a while, and if they don't sell within weeks or months or whatever, they'll move them down to the bargain bin. I find some fantastic stuff there. But if you're not into that bargain shopping thing, you can go on discogs.com and you can buy, or at least research, all kinds of records, different pressings. You can buy stuff from them. You can buy from sellers on Discogs, or you can just enter your collection in there. So if you know what you want, that's a really good place to go. I think their prices are better than anywhere else online. They're real prices that people are actually paying for things. They vary. They'll tell you what, a record has sold for, the most it's sold for, the least it's sold for, and the median price of it. So you can judge your purchasing ideas on that and make your purchasing decisions based on that. Just kind of looking at it. Like Daft Punk right now is ridiculous. I was looking at the Discovery album today, which is a double album. I've got Homework back here, but I don't have Discovery. It's my favorite Daft Punk album, but I never got around to buying it. I always thought, well, I'll find it somewhere and I'll grab it, but I never did. I looked today, just out of curiosity, and it's going for around $250. I could have bought it for like $20-$30 a year ago, new, like a repressing of it, like at a shop, but I didn't. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here. So take a couple more questions and I'll kill the live stream. Never too old, silly question. Well, your heart's got to be into it. I know people who've dropped out because they just don't want to do it anymore. And that's okay. But if you want to do it and you're not afraid to grow and learn new things, I think it's a great gig for you. And you can grow and you can become better even as an older DJ. If you're really stuck in your ways, don't do this. Anybody who's stuck in their ways, I would never recommend them being a DJ. I think people who are open-minded are probably the best people to do this. Anyone running processing, I have an Apex Exciter now, and it really makes your audio come alive. I don't need processing with what I have. I mean, there's built-in digital signal processing on most of the stuff that I have. The EV stuff, the FPT stuff has it. Oh boy, the Avante. But I don't run like a DBX Go Rack. I'll tell you why. Just to give you an example, the DBX Go Rack, you're supposed to be able to put like a PZM microphone in the room and play a song, and it tunes the room, the system to the room or whatever. The reason I don't like using those is because once you put bodies in the room, the acoustics change anyway. So what are you going to do? A sound check in the middle of dancing? I used to put a lot of processing gear on my systems when I didn't really understand how to build better systems. If you use them, that's fine. If they work for you, that's fine. But it's been my experience that if you have a good mixer controller and you have clean audio files and you have a decent speaker, that's all you need anymore. You don't need racks and racks of gear, processing gear. I used to run GEQs, sonic maximizers, all kinds of stuff, but I have not for many years. When I went powered, I stopped doing it. And I went premium power. My first powered speakers were RCF 312As. They were just good. If I was running a solid signal through them, they sounded fantastic. It's like, I don't need anything else to enhance this. But that's me. And that's what worked for me. So that's why I don't use it. Mixes online for me. You know what? I hate DJing for DJs. It's the worst. If you've ever gone to NAMM or any of the DJ trade shows that I've attended, I'm not the guy who wants to get on stage and say, look at me. I see DJs go up there and DJ for DJs, and it's a bunch of dudes, primarily dudes, there's some girls, primarily dudes, standing around with their arms folded watching and judging technique and song selections and things. I would rather play for a crowd who wanted to dance and have a good time. And you know what? Don't pay attention to me. I want to be the man behind the curtain. I don't want to be front and center party clown. That's my style. When I was younger, I wanted all the attention on my mixing, on anything I said on the microphone. But the older I've gotten, the more I really appreciated back in the old days at the club where the DJ was 15, 20 feet up in the air in a booth. You had no idea what they looked like. You had no idea what their system looked like. All you did was hear this music, and you were paying attention to these things that were happening in the room. The pretty girls that were in the room, and that kind of thing, and asking her to dance, not the DJ, not the party clown. So for that reason, I hate DJing for DJs. But having said that, once in a while, I'll do it. I'll do it on the down low. I did it at the DJ and TV DJ convention a year ago, probably to the day I was there in Vegas. We had a chill room, and I was playing primarily for Jay in the room. People were having conversations and hanging out. They weren't staring at me, but I was playing primarily for Jay because I wanted to play songs that I thought Jay would like that he didn't know. That was fun. That is my favorite part of DJing, just to kind of turn people on to new things when I can. Or, okay, I know you. If you like this, you'll like this too. So I did. I played primarily for Jay. I don't think anybody was really paying much attention to me. I wasn't, putting on this big mix show about it. That I enjoyed. But yeah, to do a mix online, I don't think it's really my thing. I've done it before. I've done some mashups. It's really hard to put them anywhere where they're not going to get flagged. A lot of people are doing Twitch now, and good for them. They got the video camera. They're running a Patreon account. They're and they like doing it, and they bring people in to watch them. I'm going to leave that to them. It's not my thing. If there's somebody signed a petition where they wanted me to do the Twitch show, I do it. If there was a big petition where it's like, okay, we've got a lot of people who want to see this, I'd do it. But I don't feel like it's a service anybody's asking for. And I don't need to do it for anything like my ego. I don't need it. So I'm not doing it. So no, I don't really have a lot of stuff online. Anything that I did put up was pretty much flagged and removed a long time ago. Greetings from Poland. Well, greetings to you. Milwaukee is a German-Polish settlement. So we have a lot of Polish food here. Most of my friends are Polish. This is like a Polish German city in America is where I live in Milwaukee. So hello, greetings. I'll enjoy the stroke videos as it helps me going. It helps me going to be doing any more. I do videos on the stroke stuff when I feel like I have something to say. It's kind of like the DJ videos. I don't just do the DJ videos to do them. I try to do them when I actually have something to say. Same thing with stroke. And I did one recently, relatively recently. And sometimes I think about, well, I'll do this, but then, on this topic, but then I don't. I got to be in the mood for it. But I will do more. I'll always do them. I won't be doing them on any sort of schedule, but they will come out, and I will do them. It's the least I can do. It's kind of what I feel like is my public service. I'm not. I can't give to everybody. I can't support everybody's cause, but I feel like stroke's something I know something about because had one 10 years out. So yeah, sometimes I can do videos on those, and some people find them helpful. Hello, all from New York. Hi, all from New York. Hi, New York. I'm a DJ, but I'm a listener first. Just curious to build a better picture of your mixing as a DJ. Understand, though, in today's world, everybody is searching for those likes. Yeah. And I'm not that guy because I don't really care. I do stuff for me when it comes to that. Yeah, I like to play for audiences. So, anymore, that's kind of where I'm at. So it's hard for me just to lay a set down. I feel like sometimes I need to play off of people. Like I see a group of people and I think, what would they like? And I play to them and watch their reactions. And based on their reactions, that's kind of where I decide to take them. What I hate about that when it happens and when you're in this groove and it's all working out is when some dingaling comes up and wants to request stuff. That's totally not in that groove. Leave it to the pros, please. Sometimes the requests are great. Sometimes they're just annoying as hell. But anyway, I'm going to end this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this live stream concept, let me know in either the comment section or the live chat, and I'll do more of them. I've done, this is my second one this week. I kind of like it. I do like it. And they seem to get pretty good views, and it's nice to talk to all of you. And yeah, let's do one more question. Favorite recording mic and live headphones? Well, I don't do a lot of recording. I mean, I'm using a JTS. What is this? A 1 USB. It's good. Headphones, I like the Pioneer stuff. They make pretty good headphones, but I'm not a big studio guy in that regard. I will tell you that I love the Pioneer Bullet Series monitors, and if you're going to buy those, get them in the 6-inch. They're wonderful. I've had these for years, and they sound great. So if you want studio monitors, I'll tell you to get those, but I really don't have a lot of direction for you on studio mics and headphones. Anyway, we're done. Thanks a lot, guys. I will go back and look at these comments and in the live chat. And hello to everyone. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. Anything else you got to say? This comment section down here will be open soon. Live chat's going to end. Greetings to all of you. Of course, I answered your question. You asked the question. But anyway, take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.